Hey there VCE HHD students, my name's Andy, I'm a VCE Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video I'm going to look at answering the 2021 VCE HHD exam question number 1. Before we dive into question 1, just a reminder over at the Health Resources Hub YouTube channel, a new video like this is coming out each day between now and the HHD exam this year. You can subscribe with the button in the bottom corner of the video there. Please let your HHD friends know they can do so too to get access to all of those videos. I'm running the ACE HHD exam preparation session that's coming up next week in the September break. You can book a spot to that at book.acevce.com. You can see our social media links there if you'd like to follow us and get alerts to new videos coming out each day, and also our email. Okay, so you can see here question 1 from the 2021 exam was worth 5 marks, and it started with some stimulus material about Lucy, who lived with her parents, younger brothers and grandmother. She had a large extended family, and she trained with her netball team twice a week and played in competitions on Saturdays. So part 1 for 1 mark was asking you, apart from physical activity, to identify one factor that has an impact on physical health and well-being. So you'll see down there in the examiner's report there were lots of different ways that students could have gotten 1 mark for this particular question, and 94% of the state did. That's one of the highest percentages I've ever seen, okay, for achieving full marks in an examiner's report. There's examples there like having a healthy diet, appropriate rest or sleep, maintaining a healthy body weight, etc. So then you'll see part 2 asks you to describe how the factor identified in part A1 supports optimal health and well-being. So you'll see then over on this slide here, the examiner's report showed you that a lot less percentage of students was able to achieve full marks for this question. So essentially you had to take, the example of physical health and well-being that you provided in part 1, and then linked that to another dimension of health and well-being, and obviously achieving high levels of it. So you can see there an example of a high-scoring response that individual talked about. If a person has a balanced diet, includes things like fresh, healthy foods like vegetables and water, will have the energy to exercise, and that exercise can decrease the risk of cardiovascular disease and obesity, which optimizes health and well-being. So they've kind of linked into conditions and talked about obviously how that can promote high levels of physical health and well-being. But you could have linked it to other dimensions of health and well-being and high levels of that, and that would have been sufficient essentially to achieve 2 marks for that particular question. B was then asking you to use an example from the information above, so that stimulus material about Lucy, and describe the relationships between Lucy's social health and well-being and her spiritual health and well-being. So don't get confused, this wasn't an interrelationships question. You only had to go from social to spiritual. You didn't have to go back again, but you had to make sure that you took information from the stimulus material. So probably you could have drawn on, either the relationship we have with her family or her netball team, and then linked an aspect of social health and well-being to spiritual. So you'll see the high scoring response down there did that. They talked about by Lucy training with her netball team, she develops meaningful and satisfying relationships with her teammates, which promotes optimal social health and well-being. And then as a result of those positive and supportive friends, Lucy develops a sense of belonging to her netball club, which can positively impact her spiritual health and well-being. So make sure as part of your exam revision that you're practicing, linking, relationships between all the different dimensions of health and well-being, because questions like this could pop up in the exam this year. Hopefully you found that useful. A reminder, the Health Resources Hub YouTube channel's there, the ACE HHD exam preparation session next week, social media links, and our email. Thanks so much.